Muy buena gente, bienvenidos. Vamos a ir a recuperar la fuente. Bienvenidos, no sé si nos va a dar tiempo de hacer el final del juego. Ay, esto lo podía haber hecho.
You're positively haunting me with your presence of late. Something I can help you with? Held captive? By Kem? Are you certain? Then I was right to sequester myself here with my puppets. But it seems that you are to enter the Tomb of the Divine. In order to pass the first chamber, you'll need an amulet that's charged with source. 5 souls were here. Take this amulet and fill it with source. When you've done that, you must wear the amulet as you consume source. The excess power will be siphoned into it until it is full. Good luck.
Vale,
You've got your work cut out.
Summer's still good. What you looking for?
I'm not picky, as long as the arrow flies straight.
¿tengo que matar a 5 personas? Porque en la fuente imagino que no valdrá.
amulet is growing with sauce.
Ah, sí.
It seems the amulet can't hold anymore.
Some are still good. What you looking for?
I'm not pretty, so long as the arrow flies straight.
Nearly there, my darling. Greetings. I trust that the item... Fully charged, you say? That would mean that 5 souls... You'll need the Scroll of Atonement. It's locked in my desk on the second
llora.
floor. The part... When you have both the charged amulet and the scroll, go to the Path of Blood. On the left side, good luck. Nearly there, my darling.
Papa's permission granted. You may pass.
The puppet's words choke.
You have hampered me long enough. This place will be your tomb.
The desk is locked tight. Instead of a keyhole, there's a gilded inlay that bears. You take a nearby quill and dip it into the ink is absorbed into the parchment until it vanishes. Some.
I believe I've told you all that you required. Was there something else? What? There must be some mistake. They're just toys now. They wouldn't hurt a fly, unless I wanted them to. Consider me at your service if you need anything else. I think you might be my favorite. Shh, don't tell the others. I think you might be my favorite. Shh, don't tell the others. Nearly there, my darling. For your brothers and sisters.
Some are still good. What you looking for?
I'm not picky, so long as the arrow flies straight.
Oceans and vortices. Tell me what you see.
What a pile of junk. You're confident. I'll give you that.
Sturdy bows and sharp arrows here for the choosing. Nature
¡Hey, refugio! Primero y único, ¿no? Que vas a ver el final del juego. Digo yo que seré capaz de sacarlo. Pues... A mí me gusta el invierno, pero no me gustan las tormentas. A ver, imagino que como todo, que porque aquí, en el momento que pega un peo y hay un chispazo por algún sitio, toma por culo la luz. Pero bueno, ¿qué te cuentas, Titi? Entonces el No Man's Sky me lo recomienda. ¿Se puede jugar? ¿Se puede jugar? O sea, ¿es obligatorio el online en ese juego o puedes jugar sin el player, sin conexión?
Welcome. What brings you by?
I help you to know and understand.
Ah, va con conexión. Bueno, pues entonces... No lo sé.
Good wishes for...
Academics and intellectuals only. I offer wisdom at reasonable rates.
Need anything magical?
Estaba buscando yo. Yo estaba buscando un libro y ahora se me ha perdido la pizza.
Anything magical? Lizard?
Pero a ver, conexión. A ver, es que tú no lo tienes en consola. Luego lo miraré yo. Conexión es una cosa y otra cosa es... pagar el online, ¿sabes? En la consola. Es que eso es lo que quería preguntarte realmente.
The arcane dwells within all of us.
¿De cuál era el tío? Yo me he venido, tío, pensándolo.
We are done here.
Y ahora no sé cuál es.
You appear to be of no further interest.
Academics and intellectuals only.
Welcome. What brings you by?
I help you to know and understand.
Ah, no, era... No, aquí no era. Bueno.
Good
wishes, friend. The arcane dwells within Mundo.
Sí, sí, es por tener algo sin... Aunque me ha dicho Don Carlos, me ha mandado un WhatsApp, que mañana le meten una actualización gratuita al Pillars of Eternity y lo convierten en un juego por turnos.
We need more than wits on these wild streets.
Vale, 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 vale. Le echaré un vistazo, le echaré un vistazo. Así que como tengo pendiente también el Pillars of Eternity, creo que si lo ponen por turno... Bueno, pues nos vamos al final del juego. Aquí sí está lloviendo. Había primero unas tormentillas y ahora está lloviendo un poquito, sí. Pero vamos, da agua hasta las 5 o las 6 como mucho.
What's this? I found something.
I pledge my soul, O Lucian. Please return.
I pledge my life, O Lucian. See, please return.
I've heard they're not showing
Pero esto me imagino que va a ser a robo, ¿no? Vamos a por el final, paisano.
I pledge my soul, O Lucian.
Oh, pilgrim,
May Lucian return.
The prayer seemed...
may Lucian...
May he return indeed.
Greetings. Have you come to join us in, or do you wish to walk the path of blood?
Pledge my soul, O Lucian. Please return.
Lucian's day wouldn't be the same without the faithful gathering to petition. Ah, the path of blood is the path of blood ends in death for those who attempt it. The sign suggests that it was Lord Ahu's creation. He is the crypt, spends most of his time.
Me first! Dead. You seem so confident.
Please return.
I pledge my life.
Please return.
Something closed the door. Looking at this, I'd say we're close to Lucian's body. There, a switch.
There, a switch.
There's a curious-looking panel discreetly nestled upon the wall. Upon it is a lone button. There's a slot in the center of the button. It looks like something should be placed in it. The amulet is a perfect fit, though nothing more happens. Perhaps it's missing something. The button slowly a moment passes, and the amulet falls from the slot. A long, empty nothing happens. There's a curious-looking panel discreetly nestled upon the wall. Upon there's a slot in the center of the button. It looks like something should be placed in. A long, empty moment tick. Nothing happens.
Ya lo hemos hecho, ¿no?
There's a curious-looking panel discreetly. The amulet is a perfect fit, though nothing more happens. Perhaps it. The button slowly sinks into the wall. A moment passes, and the amulet falls from the slot. Or.
There, a switch.
Si hay un interruptor.
There, a switch.
There, a switch.
There, a switch.
Y está claro, ¿no? Espérate, a ver, no sé qué me tenga. Ay, me quedan dos. Hostia. Ay. Que me lo han quitado los jugueteros, ¿no?
Brimming with source. It cannot contain more.
There, a switch.
There's a curious-looking panel. The amulet fits the slot perfectly. The mechanism. The button slowly sinks in. The source fades from the amulet, consumed by the inner mechanisms of the button. Gears turn behind the ancient walls. Almost a nearby hatch in the floor unseals itself.
paisano se ha quedado dormido. Bueno, pues vamos a por el final. A ver cómo se nos da.
sign of Lucian's body. Has Dallas beaten us here?
The blessed altar seems to want to be touched. The altar seems to respond. Beyond it, something creaks, as if the pipework was moving. The sound comes... Peering through the iron grating, you can see how it can...
Vale, pero esto era...
The blessed altar seems to want to be touched. In the space beyond the altar, the pipework shifts.
Vale.
In the pit beyond, things move.
Pero... ¿Cómo muevo yo?
A blessed stone altar. The cool stone. The altar seems to respond. Beyond it, something creeps. A blessed stone altar. The cool stone. In the space beyond.
Ahora, coño. Vale. ¿Cómo que no llego? Vamos a ver. ¿Pero cómo coño quieres que le dé yo a esto? A ver, tú no seréis tonto, ¿no? Yo no me acuerdo de esto. ¿Cómo coño era? Hostia, dice que no llego.
In the pit beyond, things move. A blessed stone altar. The cool stone. In the space beyond.
Tengo que dejar...
The altar seems to... blessed stone in the space beyond. The altar seems to...
Vale, vale, ya está.
A blessed stone
O sea, no los puedo hacer desde ahí, tengo que... Vale. Vale. Bueno, si lo traemos por aquí. Lo traemos aquí. Aquí, aquí. No. Vale, ese estaría. Vamos a darle, vamos a ver.
The altar seems to respond. A blessed stone altar in the space beyond.
Sí, sale por aquí. Sale por aquí. Y llega allí. Vale, y esta. La única que es por aquí. Por aquí. Ahora tengo que mover. No puedo mover las otras. Vale, ¿te puedo hacer esto? Tampoco. Aquí. 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 Entonces, por cojones esta. O lo coges por ahí o lo coges por aquí. Vale. Esto lo coges por aquí o lo coges por este lado también igual. Esta tiene que ir recta. Entonces esta va aquí. Entonces esta hemos dicho que va aquí. Por aquí baja. Sube. Viene aquí. Va para arriba, pero no. No. Esa sería para la roja. Sería del carajo. Pero así no. O esta va para arriba. Y tiene que venir aquí a la derecha, sí o sí. Por lo tanto, esta tiene que venir o ahí o por abajo. Si le damos por abajo, viene por aquí, va por aquí, viene por aquí y no puede llegar más. ¿Vale? Entonces tampoco es por aquí el camino. Entonces es recto, recto, derecha, o sea, izquierda, para arriba, izquierda, por abajo, por aquí, por allá. Esa está puesta. Me falta esta. Esta. Ahora esta. Este será igual lo mismo.
In the space beyond. The altar seems to... blessed stone altar. In the space beyond. In the space beyond. The altar seems...
Ya está, ¿no? ¿Y ahora qué?
Peering through the iron grating, you can... A blessed stone altar. The cool stone seems to beg to be touched. In the pit beyond, things move once more, as if returning to their...
Won't budge. No sign of Lucian's body. Has Dallas beaten us here?
Detrás de mí hace eco, pero...
A blessed stone altar. The cool stone seems to beg to be touched. The altar seems... A blessed stone altar. The cool stone seems to beg to be touched.
No me jodas, tío. Vale, vale, espérate. Ay. Ya estoy por aquí, gente. Entonces lo que me imagino que nos hará falta es bendecir, ¿no? Exactamente.
Venture no farther. Only death. Bones need not be broken. Screams need not rend this old air. Preserved to cross this threshold is to plunge into thy grave. Do not decide in haste. Very well.
too hazardous concoction generator.
Careful! I've spotted a trap. Careful! I've spotted a trap. Look out! I see a trap nearby.
La palabra era poder.
That's a trap.
Que ya la encontramos, vamos.
You reach for your weapon, but as the small Voidwoken skitters forward, you get... It looks at Fane, clicking and chittering in excitement, and introduces itself. Fane starts in shock. The Voidwoken was a colleague from Fane's days at the Academy. It promises Fane that if he can snatch the powers of the Seven, then he can restore his people. Not under the rule of the God King or the Void. Fane turns away, pensive and quiet. Even as a skull, you can see the pain etched into his... Truth hangs heavy upon the air itself, unspoken. This is the point of no return. Somewhere beyond this point, you shall be undone.
Vamos al final.
Yes, this might be something.
Come here often. I don't know what you did, but you just released a source flood. I thought I'd come and see what all the fuss was about. Should have known you were getting yourself into trouble. Looks like the big moment has finally arrived. I will do everything I can to support you, Godwoken. I will pray for you. I think you'll need it. You'd think, right? But no, still, do not underestimate my presence. This is a place of incredible power where a single prayer holds the weight of thousands. Consider it a taste of your divine future. The people will pray for you. Of course, it's up to you whether or not to listen. I know how I'd respond, but...
Melody wearily chuckles to her...
Looks like my investment's paid off after all.
I need worship only one divine, and I believe she stands before me now.
You've shown me kindness in the face of my sins. My worship...
I've always preferred to be the one reaping the attention, but you've turned the tables. I suppose it's only right, seeing as how a new divinity may stand.
Now go. Rivellon needs a...
Well, this is it, Quercus. Hold on to your tail.
My goodness. Here we... What do you mean, Quercus? Of course I'm prepared. I have my noble steed below me.
His whiskers
And I may have cracked the spell that will stop the great...
Sir Laura turns to you.
I owe you an apology, Shield. At the start of our... But I see now that my prejudice was foolish. Without you, now here I am. Here we are. On the brink of saving the... Indeed, Quercus and I will find an advantageous location and do just that.
Sir Laura takes a slow, deep breath.
You feel it, don't you? It's so... The great acorn is nearly here. We've known this moment would... I am ready. Quercus is... And you, Shield?
Sir Laura nods in return and grabs your pinky...
No matter what happens next, Shield, it has been... Now!
Dallas told me about you. You must be as hard as diamonds, and twice as bright. Your divine welcomes you.
The divine you thought dead lords over the chamber from a granite throne. He moves to speak, but it's Friedeman's voice that next pierces.
What a twist.
Lucian frowns at Friedemann, then bestows a benevolent smile upon you. All that you know of him.
I underestimated you, Godwoken. You have proven to be a formidable foe. You...
Respect? Indeed.
Lucian's gaze rests upon you and goes through you. He takes...
Lucian, we should tell the Godwoken the truth.
Yes, I agree. It is time.
Dallis nods, then reaches for the sides of her head. Where there was one face, suddenly a skull is revealed, bejeweled and ancient as the void.
I am eternal.
Aren't they just full of surprises?
Si iniciamos la conversación...
Fear not, Godwoken. Dallis is on the side of all that is good.
I shall tell you the tale as I told it to Lucian. Long ago, the scholar Fane discovered that the veil between the world and the void was made of source. Our seven lords.
Of course.
Silence, slave. Our king forbade the seven to reach for this.
Espérate. Si entro en la conversación con Fane, ¿es diferente? ¿O es que tengo que venir con un personaje de origen? O sea, venir con Fane como personaje de origen. No, es lo mismo.
Lucian,
I underestimate.
Respect?
Lucian's
Lucian.
Yes.
Dallis, a skull.
I am.
Aren't they just full?
Fear not, Godwoken. Dallis is on the side.
I shall tell you. Long ago, the scholar Fane discovered that the veil between the world and the void was made of source. Our seven lords.
Hace mucho tiempo el erudito Fane descubrió que el velo entre el mundo y el vacío estaba hecho de fuente. Nuestros 7 señores ansiaban ese poder.
Of course.
Silence. Our king forbade the seven.
Nuestro rey prohibió a los 7 que se hicieran con ese poder, pero no lo escucharon. En vez de eso, se rebelaron y enviaron al rey y a su pueblo al vacío. Con la fuente que robaron del velo, los 7 crearon las razas para poder tener adoradores.
During their lives, worshippers collect souls. When they die, the gods feed from them. It's an ingenious.
Our souls are nothing but vats for the source-hungry gods.
Pero no os matan, ¿no? Los dioses no os matan. Simplemente que vais recolectando fuente y cuando morís, por lo que sea, entonces se aprovechan de eso, ¿no?
The seven made a mistake. By taking its source, they tore a hole in the veil, and it is through
the seven's lust for power let in the void. Our goal is to close the hole they created, to restore. When we are done, there shall be no more source in the world. Rivellon will be finally free from the gods that enslaved them.
¿Y no condenaría al pueblo de Dallis y a su rey al vacío eterno?
My people cannot be allowed to return from the void. They are tarnished. They are void-woken.
De ahí el vacuo que hemos visto antes, ¿no?
There is more, but she hesitates to share it. Then she...
I was a child when the God King tore my family apart. I was purged of source and left to rot in a putrid tomb. A child. It was hell. A hell I suffered for the sins of my father. He was the one that betrayed the God King.
Y aquí se revela que es la hija de Fane. Lo que pasa es que yo creo que debería haber entrado en la conversación Fane, que para eso lo llevamos. A no ser que haya que llevarlo como personaje principal.
The cruel joke of it all is that the same tomb that housed my tortured body is what sheltered me from the void. Few eternal Thane.
Y Fame, claro, tu padre.
Yes. Thane is my father.
¿Qué? Ah, ahora entra Fame, vale, vale. ¿Qué?
Everything Dallas did. It was all you. Child.
Everything I did to fix your mistake. Our people, every purged sorcerer, every dead magister.
Uf, qué fuerte, ¿no?
They're on
Le echa toda la culpa a Fame, pero sí ha sido muy bueno, hombre.
But now I have revenge. Revenge on the Seven and the God King. Revenge for what they took from me.
The hammer's voice falters and her coolness vanishes. Every crack and rasp betrays her grief. But her...
Did you even look for me? Did you even look for her?
Dallas, control yourself. Our purpose transcends your personal wounds.
Yes. You are right.
Dallas's reasons weren't mine to question. All that ever mattered to me was peace. Peace for Rivellon. Peace for me, whatever the means. And now...
She sacrificed herself for the betterment of Rivellon. She didn't do it willingly, mind you. Curiosity led her to the tomb. My hunger for source took care of the rest. I presume her bones remain there. And then I took her place. Face rippers are such marvels, aren't they? It didn't take long to realize that Lucian was the key to my vengeance, and I was the key to the salvation of Rivellon.
While Dallas sought the Aetheran, I started draining the gods of their source.
Slurp, slurp, slurp.
One more word from you, and I shall use the leash.
I had to hide from the gods. So I had the walls of this crypt equipped with tenebrium and protections put in place. It worked. Everyone,
Tenebrio, el mineral que se saca en el juego anterior.
As divine, I was created, empowered to stop the void. I was the avatar of the Seven, their strength and their weakness. My bond to them allowed me to drain them of their source.
Maggot. I am no slave.
With a flick of her wrist, Dallas sends a jolt through Brachus's body.
Don't worry, he's well under control. He has made a fine servant. Isn't that right? Ingrate. I used...
Dallas punctuates her statement with another wrist flip. Brachus shudders, but his lips remain curled in a self-satisfied grimace.
Yes, in a sense. When the death fog was unleashed, many elves died. With fewer elves to worship him, Tierce and Dilius weakened. This gave the God King his first real foothold back in the world. To strengthen himself, he sent his Voidwoken, the remnants of my people, to hunt down the sorcerers seeking to reclaim their source.
The Voidwoken. Disgusting things. They ravaged the land they touched and infected the air they breathed. They were also... you see, blaming the sorcerers for Voidwoken made them easier to capture.
The Aetheran now contains almost all of the source the Seven stole. Soon, we will be able to heal the Veil.
The void shall be banished, and I, Lucian the Divine, shall return from a false divine, of course. I shall have no power, but the world will not know this.
The plan is almost complete.
We have made so many sacrifices, Godwoken. All of us, of ourselves and those we love. One last sacrifice is required for the future of
Se puede guardar, ¿no?
You must
En medio de la conversación, sí.
your source.
Decide. Be the true hero and give up your source, or be forced to submit. Like a coward. Like a slave.
There is no other way. The source of the world is required to close the veil.
Si utilizas todas las fuentes del mundo, vas a matar a todo el mundo que tenga fuente.
We only lack yours.
As I say, one last sacrifice is required. Yours. We already had more than enough.
Another sacrifice I was forced to make. Those beautiful people. I was as kind as I could be. I promise you that. Alexander was God-woken. Once, years ago, I should have killed Damien, but instead took him as my son. Quite.
The task felt...
And me.
Good. You understand.
The world shall not know this. I shall return from the grave, a divine without power, yet all who desire power shall fear me. I shall carry the secret of my lack of divinity. Peace shall reign.
Then let us proceed.
Show some responsibility, Father! Surrender your source!
Sealing the veil will lock our people away forever. They will never be free, though, if they return. What becomes...
Fane turns to you. In all the time that you've traveled together, you've never...
And you, my fellow adventurers. Together we have seen more than generations of mortals could ever see. You showed me how beautiful it really was. There is no one else I would...
You'll be a hero. Everyone will know of the sacrifice you'll make. Your name...
Don't let them do this to us.
But our souls? There has to be a...
No. Never.
Aquí es el momento, ¿no? Vamos a ver entregando la fuente, ¿qué pasaría?
Good.
Yes.
She raises what looks like a leash. A chuckle emerges from beneath Vredeman's hood. The chuckle becomes a guffaw.
How? What?
A bright observation from a bilious imbecile. You know people often become sloppy when they... You left the leashing wand next to me, you stupid maggot. So accustomed had you become to me, pretending to be your...
Kill him.
Do shut up, you tedious buffoon. And don't look so surprised. As if I would allow a bone bag to enslave me. Me! They thought themselves well in control. But there is only... Or did you really think I'd play slavishly along with your ridiculous scheme? It was only about the power of divinity.
Kill him now.
Too late, you mouldering, blight-stained pigs. Grant me power, my ally. God King, I call on you! You would interrupt Brachus Rex. You would interrupt the source... He sends a companion worthy of my power to your Source King.
Ven con tu padre, cosita bonita, dice. No me jodas, tío, que... ¿Cómo que camino bloqueado? ¿Por qué? ¿Por dónde está el camino bloqueado? Ay, esto tiene que ser un bug, tío, porque es que me la deja siempre sin armadura. Ah. ¿Volverme a quitar la armadura?
The future of all that is depends on you, and you alone.
We stand once more on the cusp of divinity. But this cup, so long thirst, all my life has been a lead-up to this. To be the... I will not say it was in vain, but if I were to chance upon my throne right now, I would sit down beside it. I'd think of Sadher. I'd think of my children. And of course, I'd think of you. Of the adventures we had. Yes, I'd sit there, thoroughly contented, and wait for you to ascend the... I know.
A mischievous smile.
But I do have to add, likewise.
Is it?
She casts her gaze around the crypt in awe.
After everything we've been through, after everything we've seen, here we are. Here I am, Chief. You need to ascend. There's no one I would trust with this responsibility but you. I know you'll do it with style. Hell, I could have told you that. Now go on, shoot. You've got...
Well then, this is... I never dreamed that after all this, I would be standing here with one of your kind. Let alone that I cannot imagine someone I would trust more with divinity. Including...
Fane lays a bony hand on your
Do you know, I believe you will.
You think back on your journey here, on all that you have seen and done. You think of the Magisters, and the sorcerers they hunted, and of the good and the evil on... You think of how the Eternals came as Voidwoken to reclaim their stolen... You look at the source around you, the power. You think of what you could do with such power. The rights you marvel at your journey and how it has changed you. You think of those you left behind, and of those you met along the way. It's time to choose your fate. And the fate of all... Shall you be divine?
¿Puedo guardar? En Fane Divino, ¿no? A ver.
Purest black breaks through. The chill of death, then its very visage. The pale skull at the heart of the void.
Not one! There is not one who will choose divinity. What fools! They have power within their grasp. My people! The world is ours once more. The reign of thieves is at an end. These so-called... For we are the truth. We are eternal.
Y eso es sin ascender nadie a la divinidad.
And so it ended. A tale that began with my own ill-fated attempt to rid the world of the Godwoken. The Eternals reclaimed the world. Dwarves, elves, lizards, and humans all became slaves, ruled over by the Sworn and the Eternals. The God King had defeated the Seven and returned from the Void. Relics of the old world remained, but in time they crumbled and fell, like the memories of the peoples who had built them, lost to time like sand in the wind. As for me, I may have been freed from the Covenant, but the God King never forgot my failure. Each day may be the day that I will be finally punished, that I may finally pay for my sins.
Reading a volume of Cranley, the skeleton glances up. With a sad smile, he looks down, tears out several more pages, and then throws. Fane shakes your hand off.
Don't you see? It's now that the Eternals are back, there doesn't seem to be a place left for the mortal races.
He tears another page from the book and tosses it.
Well, I am happy, of course. This is what I wanted. And all the precious little mortals I've met along the way. Well, there may fly lives or all, but does this feel right to you? Yes. I mean, this is what's right. Of course it is. My people suffered too. Thank you for what you've done. I just wish...
He turns from you, and with a grunt of effort, flings the book out into the...
What a waste.
As he watches the encyclopedia sink into the ocean's dark heart, Fane pulls out his own note. Gareth bows as you near, but seems either unable or unwilling to speak.
The Eternals.
Gareth is still.
I eagerly await what comes.
Seville twerp. Losa spits at your feet and stares at you with a curled lip.
I can't believe I ever liked you. I can't believe I didn't escape one demon to...
As she turns from suddenly...
See you around.
What a pity. The stories that arise from the Rivellonian...
Don't you dare look me in the eyes. The world as we know it will soon come to an end. The world Emperor of the Dead. Your battle.
La decisión que hemos tomado, nadie nos habla.
Well, here we are again. You, me, and the ship I've saved from ruin. Get an eyeful. I expect it isn't going to be easy cleaning up this mess you've made. I don't know how I could have been so wrong about you. I'm never wrong. How boring. You'll see, you little sow. Until we meet again.
Esto no ha terminado.
The flaming hatchling.
There's nothing interesting down there. The future lies above, not below.
Vale, ¿qué teníamos que hacer? ¿Montarnos en el barco o algo? ¿O hablar con todo el mundo?
You know what you've done. You've signed my death.
No. This world is one of your... I am nobody's tool. All of this, we didn't. I know what come with...
At your word, mistress. As I was, I am at the ready.
You look out to the endless beach, and with a start, you realize where you must go next. And what of you? You were the key to it all. You brought the Eternals back to the world and saw the God King enslave the thieves. You set right the original wrong. And the seven were punished for their transgression. Are you proud of all you achieved? Or are you ashamed of your sins?
Vamos a cargar. Y vemos el otro final. Bueno, me he saltado uno de los combates, ¿vale? Porque convenciéndolos, pues se podía saltar uno de los combates. Bueno, siguiendo una línea de diálogo. Que al final es un combate antes de llegar aquí. Que lo podemos hacer. Ya hemos sacado el primer final, paisano. El final, digamos, malo. Y ahora voy a sacar el final bueno. Pero me he saltado uno de los combates porque para que no se hiciera muy largo. Ya la gente está abierto de los combates. Y al final el combate final es que acabar con Draco, ¿no? Y ahora aquí tomamos la divinidad.
After all that you have been through and all that you have done, or to sacrifice, what you do next decides your own fate. What shall you do with divinity?
Creo que hay otro final, ¿vale? Permitir que nos purguen a nosotros, ¿no? Vamos a convertirnos en divino. No, si ya lo que vas a ver son los finales. Ya no hay combate.
And so it ended. A tale that began with my own ill-fated attempt to rid the world of the God-woken. A new divine rose, a true heir to the Seven, more powerful than ever, and united Rivellon in its battle against the Void. All across the realm, she was loved, worshipped, and adored. Humans, lizards, elves, and dwarves all rallied to her banner. The great allegiance stood once more, but the war continued. From the depths of the Void, the God King still sought to return. As for me, I was freed of the God King's terrible tyranny. I avoided an eternity of pain and suffering. Now I fight for the other side. Now, I fight for the divine.
Aquí somos el divino. Ahora sí hablamos con ellos porque evidentemente somos divinos.
An abominable prison and confronted the king of all gods. Not that your story is finished, of course.
Y la historia no ha acabado.
Now that I am, once I've come to a conclusion, as a matter of source, makes for an excellent ally in matters of a demonic nature. Not whether you are until we.
She curtsies low.
So, what's your first order of business? End world hunger? Instigate world peace? Send all spiders back to hell where they belong? Big job. I'd offer to help, but I've got some business of my own to attend to. Get loot, play loot, get loot. So, Chief, I guess this is it, right?
Her face.
You know, I won't forget you either. Not ever. If you'll ace it, I'm sure.
As she turns from you, suddenly it's gone again.
See you around.
Luego ya algún día subiré el combate.
It gives me almost as much pleasure. I am at the ready.
Out and war raged on. Arx remained the center of power as the races united behind the Divine. But the Voidwoken attacks continued as they did elsewhere. Arx would see many more long years of war. The ancient empire of lizards became one of the pillars of the new Divine Alliance. The houses of war and of shadows were particularly useful in the fight against the God King. The Empire used the war to expand its territory. Justinia returned to her throne. Under her rule, the Dwarven Kingdom fought for the Divine, and her loyalty was unquestionable. Many fine and courageous dwarves did their people great honor, in battle and in death. With Lucian gone, the elves reluctantly rejoined the Divine Alliance. Their place in the war on the Void would entirely depend on the integrity of the new Divine. And here and there, across the world, what was left of the Black Ring fought on. The island of Fort Joy remained a sorcerer's paradise, a place of exile for those whose sorcery threatened to bring in the Void. For their well-being, its residents depended entirely on the benevolence of the new Divine. Reaper's Coast struggled on. The farms and the fisheries fought to feed the people against the Voidwoken blight. The black pits took fire. The oil there burns still. Driftwood teetered on the edge of starvation until the night the Voidwoken came from the sea. All were killed. This did, however, put an end to the famine. The nameless isle had vanished. Although only open water remained, by instinct ships would steer clear. None of the captains could articulate why. Arx battled on. Sir Gareth thanked the surviving Seekers for their service and gave them their freedom. Disillusioned with ongoing war, he set out alone to find a new purpose. He would never stop seeking. Young Han grew up a warrior and became one of the Alliance's greatest generals. But even he could not win the war. Almira and Mihaili settled in an abandoned homestead. The locals liked and respected Almira. She never wanted for help, and deals always fell to her favor. Outsiders were often suspicious, but no local would speak against her. With a new Divine at the helm, Malady had a powerful ally, but she was in no hurry to call in her favor. After all, it might be the last thing she ever did. Having performed the greatest act of necromancy in history, Tarquin found the new world unchallenging. he became obsessed with rumors of another plane of existence. One day he vanished and was never seen again. Ahu the wizard served the new divine with honor, wisdom, and an at times unnerving feline elegance. The undead priestess Gratiana remained in her sanctuary, happy to wait for the war to pass. She was troubled only by the silence of her goddess. Changed by his experience with the Godwoken, Mordus proved a useful tool in the fight against the Void. The Alliance quickly learned to keep him away from ordinary soldiers for the sake of morale. Jehan the Demon Hunter never stopped hunting for demons. Sahala sought to strengthen the Elven Alliance with the new Divine. Her powers of sight proved useful in the ongoing war against the Void, but she could never be sure that the new Divine trusted her. Tova, her mother, was Sahala's most trusted warrior. Fane travelled Rivellon, notebook in hand, recording the wonders he discovered. He kept a socket peeled for signs of the Eternals, hoping to find the wife he had lost. He's still looking. On his return to the Empire, the Red Prince was hailed a hero. He married Sada, and they had many more dragons. Soon, the prince became the Emperor. Faced with dragons, the Void did not gain the upper hand in the Empire. Lohse returned to her music and enjoyed a storied career as the Divine's premier musician. Dark moods would still overtake her, and she would spend long hours walking in the wilds. She always returned with a new song. And then there was you. For how much of this do you take credit or blame? And what kind of divine were you as the world battled on? Did you show mercy or strength? Did you sacrifice others as Lucian had done? Did you regret becoming divine? Should you have given your soul and sealed the veil? Only you know the truth. Only you know if you atone for your sins.
Y vámonos por el último, ¿no? Creo. No sé si era exactamente igual o no me acuerdo. Vamos a verlo, si es lo mismo, pues lo quitamos. Hemos repartido... ¿Qué hemos hecho? Hemos hecho que ninguno no sea divino. Nos hemos convertido en divino y ahora nos vamos a sacrificar.
After all that what shall you do with divinity?
Vale, hemos hecho cumplir, nos hemos convertido, devolver la fuente a toda la gente, ¿no? Creo. Y ahora nos vamos a purgar, ¿no? No sé si este era o no. No me acuerdo. Puede ser que esta será la misma, ¿no?
And so it ended. A tale that began with my own ill-fated attempt to rid the world of the Godwoken. Dallas the Hammer, the secret eternal, purged the Godwoken and used the source to close the veil to the void, the world was saved. Statues in memory of the Godwoken who sacrificed their source were erected all across Rivellon. They would never be forgotten. The half-demon Malady took pity on the soulless, God-woken silent monks and brought them to the Hall of Echoes. There, from the scraps of their souls that remained, she restored them to life. Sorcerers no more, they lived out the rest of their lives, freed of the burden of being the God-woken, freed from the weight of the world. As for me, I was already free, and so were the others. The God-woken sacrifice severed the bond between the Sworn and the God-King. To atone for my sins, I spent the rest of my days taking care of the sick and elderly, telling the story of the God-woken, that the world may never forget the greatest heroes Rivellon had ever known.
Yo creo que este sería el final más lógico, ¿no? El que nos sacrificamos todos, ¿no? Por salvar al mundo, ¿no?
You are a very, very, very lucky person. If Malady hadn't restored us, I'd be a drooling monstrosity, but a vengeful one. The realm is a lot more robust than... It's probably survived much more than we'll ever even know. Get loot? So, Chief, I guess this is it, right? Well, I mean, if you want, maybe? I still love you.
As she turns from you, the whites of her eyes darken. Suddenly, it's gone again.
See you around.
It gives me almost as much. I am at the lookout.
At last, the world was at peace.
Por fin el mundo estaba en paz.
As the races united behind Lucian, Arx remained the center of power. The ancient Lizard Empire opened its gates. The houses disbanded, and the Empire adopted a pluralist quasi-democracy. Anyone could vote for whoever they pleased, as long as the House of Shadows approved. Justinia returns to her throne. Under her rule, the Dwarven kingdom prospered, until 2 years later, a jealous lover stabbed her in the heart with a mutton fork. Lucian made amends to the elves. He gave them lands and vast riches from the coffers of the old divine order. But the elves never forgave him. They would not trust humans again. And in a dark forest on the far side of a desert, well beyond the high seas, the Black Ring came together once more.
Yo creo que este es el final mejor.
The island of Fort Joy, the old redoute of the Source King Brachus Rex, was turned over to the people of Driftwood to use as they wished. They turned it into a holiday resort. Reaper's Coast prospered. The fisheries returned, and the fertile farmlands produced the greatest harvests the surviving farmers had ever seen. Blood Moon Island became particularly fecund, its soil producing the greatest crops. A particularly crimson-fleshed orange grown on the island became a delicacy across half the world. The black pits took fire. The oil there burns still. Driftwood became a center of industry, trade, and transport. Lohar became mayor, and Brayton Barnes grew rich until, after a public argument over import duties, Barnes died in an accident, buried under several tons of fish, and also stabbed in the back with a gutting knife. Lagan left his over-demanding wife and began a relationship with a local bard. In the spirit of loving generosity, he returned the ring to his now ex-wife. In a fit of rage, she threw it into the sea. The nameless isle had vanished. Although only open water remained, by instinct ships would steer clear. None of the captains could articulate why. Arx became a great metropolis, famed for its prosperity, its culture, its diversity, and the willingness of its denizens to stab each other in the back for the slightest advantage. Sir Gareth thanked the surviving Seekers for their service and gave them their freedom. Disillusioned with peace, he set out alone to find a new purpose. He would never stop seeking. Young Han went into the theatre and became one of the realm's most popular actors.
Antes se había convertido en un caballero y ahora en un actor.
Almira and Mihaly settled down on the farm. The locals liked and respected Almira. She never wanted for help, and deals always fell to her favor. She presumed she had them in thrall. The truth was, they just liked her. With no new divine, Malady found herself in a predicament. She had an important problem to solve, but no ally strong enough to call upon, and so her search continued. Having performed the greatest act of necromancy in history, Tarquin found the new world unchallenging. He became obsessed with rumors of another plane of existence. One day he vanished and was never seen again. Ahu the wizard became one of Lucian's most trusted advisors once more. He always knew that something had changed in the divine. He never discovered what that was, or, if he did, he never said a word.
Claro, porque Lucian no es el divino.
With Amadia silent, the priestess Gratiana left the swamps and re-entered the world. She founded an abbey in the Dragonspine Mountains, offering the last of the undead shelter from fortune hunters, novelty seekers, and ghouls. Mordus scratched out a living, ending up as a short-order cook. After an epiphany arising from the phrase, sunny side up, he started a religion. Upon his death from food poisoning, all three of his followers committed suicide. Jehan the demon hunter found himself at a loose end, so he opened a museum of demonic artifacts. He made a fortune. With Lucian in power, Sahala took the elves away from the world. They grew strong once more amidst the trees of the regrown home forest. Some say her plans for revenge will bring about the end of days. Some say only Tova, her mother, holds her back. Lucian returned as divine, united the races, and became Lord Emperor of all Rivellon. Only Dallis knew that he was entirely powerless. Dallis and you. The Eternal, now known as Dallis, was a secret advisor to Lucian and to his successors. For eons she would walk in the world, and would outlive the peoples and all, and wander alone amongst the dying stars. His run-in with his daughter set Fane on a new path. He travelled Rivellon, recording the wonders he discovered, but always kept a socket peeled for signs of the Eternals. He hoped to find the wife he'd lost, but he never did. Then again, he's still looking. The Red Prince came home a hero. With Sada, he had more dragons. Soon, Prince became emperor, one who would not use his dragons for conquest. His realm knew peace, and the world did not burn. Lohse returned to her music and enjoyed a storied career as Rivellon's premier musician. Dark moods would at times overtake her, and she would spend long hours walking in the wilds. She always returned with a new song. And then there was you. You returned to the world as one more elf among many. Your future was yours to decide. Did you accept your new status with humility, or did you rebel? Only you know the truth. Only you know if you atone for your sins.
Pues hasta aquí, gente, la serie de Divinity Original Sin 2. A lo mejor algún día algún capítulo por tener combate con Lucian antes de enfrentarnos al Rey Braco. Bueno, en realidad nos enfrentamos a todos en ese primer combate. Simplemente que no sé si al Rey Braco o a la Eterna. Hay que derrotarla y ya está, ¿vale? Tampoco es mucho. Y luego pasamos al siguiente combate, que siempre ese es el final, ¿vale? El que te enfrentas al Rey Braco con el Kraken. Pero no, simplemente hay que derrotar al Rey Braco. No hay que centrarse en otro, simplemente en el Rey Braco y fuera. Con los 4 que he llegado a ese nivel, te lo ventilas rápido. Pues nada, espero que os haya divertido. Para mí es uno de los mejores juegos que he jugado. Siempre lo he dicho, ¿no? Cuando salió Baldur's Gate 3, que tanto el Divinity Original Sin 1 como este son grandísimos juegos. Este evidentemente es mejor que el 1, ¿no? Indudablemente. Pero Larian ha hecho 3 maravillas de juego, de RPG por turno. Y nada, una suerte que los que nos guste este género pues podamos disfrutar de maravillas de este tipo. Bueno, creo que os saca todos los finales. Sí, uno en el que no hay divinos. Repartimos la fuente entre todos. Aparece el rey y destruye el mundo. Siguen los combates y toda la historia. Luego otro en el que nos convertimos en divinos. Y otro en el que nos sacrificamos por el bien de la humanidad. Bueno, del mundo, vamos. De todas las razas. Esos son los 3 finales, creo, ¿eh? No lo sé si habría algún otro, pero creo que no. Que eso es. Luego, lo único que variará es que el tema de que cojamos personajes de origen y varíen las frases y el final, pero será lo mismo, serán las 3 opciones, ¿vale? Creo recordar, ¿eh? Pues nada, tampoco nos vamos a enrollar mucho, gente, que tengo cositas que hacer. Espero que hayáis disfrutado y nos vemos en los próximos directos.